Today's Retro Spot, we'll be having a look at the Kenner Superman Man of Steel figures. Today we're going to be having a look at Solar Suit Superman. Superman does come with a Space Probe launcher backpack. Ooh, Space Probe, that doesn't sound very good. The figure does, however, include a bonus collector card inside. This will probably be certainly more geared to children that love their superheroes armored up with stuff. Superman looks a little ridiculous, but what should I really expect? It's a child's line, folks. Spot even has to admit it to himself. It is a child's toy line. On the back of the package, let's zoom into the instructions for anybody that is curious and worried. You can slide backpack into figure, onto figure, breathing mask fits over figure's face, load projectile into top of backpack. I was going to say hilarity will ensue, but it probably won't. The other figures that make up the Superman Man of Steel set, we've got Power Flight Superman, there's Solar Suit Superman, which we'll be looking at, Street Guardian Superman, Ultra Shield Superman, Laser Superman. There's a really neat Ultimate Superman, which is at the top there. He's 10 inches tall. He comes with what looks to be a really nice display stand. We've also got ourselves Steel Conduit, Superboy, Lex Luthor, a Superboy VTOL Cycle, a very cool Kryptonian battle suit, which I think is kind of neat. And down below you can also see there's a Matrix conversion coupe, which if you've collected anything from Kenner, you know that coupe's been reused to death. To death. I think the Batman line, Batman Returns, I think there was also another Batman line that had both that coupe used. Maybe it was the animated series. At any rate, oh, by the way, if anyone was wondering how old this figure is, 1995. 1995. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break. I'm going to get this out of package. When we come back, in this retro spot, we're going to be having a better look at Solar Suit Superman. Stay tuned. And before looking at the actual figure, the Superman does come with a trading card showing the Man of Steel completely decked out in his armor going on there. Now, based on the card, the figure looks pretty cool. The figure doesn't really look as cool as he does in the card, but oh well. There's a slight read-up on the back. Let's read it off for you guys. Solar Suit Superman flying into deep space. Solar Suit Superman explores the stars with the help of a multi-functional spacesuit. He features a backpack-mounted drone covered with sensor plates that collect and store solar radiation, plus crucial galactic information. The drone's robotic characteristics enable it to fire a deep space probe which gathers data from unexplored territories, and when Superman comes under attack from alien beings, the probe is used as an energy neutralizer weapon and is turned against those hostile forces. Wow, this suit does everything. The Supreme Space Exploration suit also features an oxygen mask and multi-position wings that detach to form flight stabilizer extensions. All that from this card. Put the card right down there. Let's grab the figure and have a look at Superman here. Now it does look like he's obviously using the same Superman head as featured on most of the figures that are in this series, Superman Man of Steel series. It also looks like his head is on this really bizarre kind of hinge. The head does rotate as well, but I can't help but wonder if maybe this was used for another figure as well. And that's why this gimmick is still there. Superman has some gold going on there, some blue. I do really like the size of his chest shield here. The Superman S is quite nice, quite large. That same gold is carried out throughout the rest of his suit. And we got some areas of the blue going on there. Still keeping intact the Superman red underoos. A lone tear for the red underoos. I do miss you, underoos. I do miss you, Superman underoos. I wish they would just simply bring you back. That new costume, new 52, you just look horrible. Superman, you just look horrible. Superman is rather broad. You'll notice he's got a very large chest. I guess Superman normally has a large chest anyways, but it just seems a little too big. Now, as for his backpack, he does come with a red backpack, Superman emblem on the back there. I was originally expecting it just to be a peg, but you can see it's actually more like a track. You actually have to take it, and there's a little clip on the back, and you're actually just going to slide that backpack down, like so. Once it's in place, at least it's not going to fall off. That's one good thing. Like this, it does kind of look like he's wearing a robotic style cape. I like at least that they carried the red over. That's a good idea. He does also come with a firing missile. This would be the probe, folks. If you want to know what a probe looks like, it would look something like this. And there's a spring at the top. We're going to take that missile and just slide it into the top of the backpack. I want to make sure I got the right side going there. There we go. And that just slides into place. Now there is actually no button, which is surprising. I figured there was going to be a button to fire this. All you basically do is you take the bottom tab or the bottom end of that missile and just push it down. When you push it down, it fires that missile off. Pretty straightforward, but I think it works. As for these little wing side pieces, they do snap off. On the backpack, you can rotate them slightly. You have to be careful that they're not going to fall off, as you just saw right there. But they do snap on fairly easy. Like so. And if you're careful doing it, you can kind of angle them out. Like so. You can kind of have them, more like jetpack. You can kind of rotate them as well. But of course the Superman figure is going to kind of get in the way of that. You can take them off, as you can see here. And you can clip them. You can have Superman holding them. Now they say these are shields. It kind of looks like they're giant saw blades too. Or deli slicers, Superman's slicing some bologna. Or aliens, I don't know, whatever comes first. You can have Superman holding both of them in his hand. Like so. They're not bad. I mean, they're not bad. For again, a kid's toy, really not that bad. We'll put the missile back in the top here. Get it going the right way. There we go. And finally, if he wasn't decked out enough, Superman also does come with a gas oxygen mask. Oops. I almost dropped it. Don't worry, Spot's got it. Let's get this on his face here. A little ridiculous. I gotta say though, like this, it kind of reminds me of Centurions. Remember Centurions from the 80s? There's a blast from the past. Kind of looks like Centurions. Ace McCloud, was that the guy from the sky? Ace McCloud? In this case, it's Superman, decked out with his armor. Again, shields. I don't really like to think of these as shields, more like giant deli slicers. If you're a kid, I guess this would be a fun toy to have. As an adult, I kind of think it's ridiculous, but really, what do I know? I only review these things for you guys after all. But, all things considered, I gotta say, at least it's a gimmick that doesn't hinder the figure. It's just stuff that you're adding on top of him. And there's enough stuff going on with him that at least he's a fun toy. What kind of review, what kind of rating am I going to give Solar Suit Superman here? Well, I got to say he's a fun figure. If you can get past the fact he's got all this gold and blue going on there. They really should have flipped the colors, but I guess they wanted to keep the blue as the main centerpiece there. Solar Suit Superman, I am going to give him a 6.5. Today's retro spot, we were having a look at the Kenner Superman Man of Steel figures. We're looking today at Solar Suit Superman. Thanks for watching, guys. I think Superman's going to go slice himself some bologna. See you later.